Is the music that you're listening to empowering you, or is it just that you're using it to simply distract yourself from your daily chores? Is it that you're listening to music to improve your day, or to improve your creativity, or to simply again distract you from something else? Well, so many people nowadays say that, they can do more things at the same time. Funnily speaking, the brain was not necessarily meant for that. And, well, it may sound very, very difficult for others to believe, but yes, one can listen to music and think of something else at the same time. But when you also try to physically do something, you may still be capable of doing that, but unless you have a great load of experience in that, it will always take you much longer, right? Because in the end, most likely what you're doing is you're distracting yourself from your chore, right? Now, chores have to, and it's kind of the most preferable way to, they should be done in the typical, male way. One at a time, right? Because that's how males prefer, male energy prefers to do certain things, right? They prefer creating structure and rigorosity around a certain state, right? A certain thing that they have to do, they do it, and then they go to the next one, right? But nowadays, with so many things that one believes they have to do or ends up having to actually do, well, the point is, people end up doing or having to do too many things that they kind of don't like, right? But at the same time, there is a big problem. Do you know yourself, right? Do you truly know yourself? Because so many people believe that they know themselves, but what they think they know is nothing else than other people's ideas, right? You listen to a certain kind of music, most likely because the majority of other people also do, right? Or because your friends do, or because your parents taught you to listen that, right? You are thinking in a certain way because your ancestors thought in a similar way and you have all their impulses within you, right? And again, there are the impulses of your friends and the impulses that you see on subreddits and, any other part, right? And I've made 2 videos on memes and how they shape the minds of people and how they make you basically more complacent, right? Because basically memes are nothing else than a test of complacency, right? When you see a certain meme, you are already programmed to act on it in a certain way, right? Like when you hear Nico Nico Ni, for example, you are already programmed to laugh or do a certain thing, right? When you see a certain other meme, you're again programmed to laugh, but deep down inside you're not truly laughing, okay? So many memes can be quite cruel in a way, but you're still laughing at them, so in a certain way, you're kind of ignorant to what happens around. When you are ignorant, okay, and well, the majority of people have always been ignorant because that's how the population has been kept, since this is the easiest way to simply rule over others, okay? It is called black magic. Now, in a less fancier way, black magic is called manipulation. It's one and the same thing, or basically having other people use their own energies against them. Because if you don't know your mental energies, your emotional energies, and your psychological energies, well, other people will have control over them. And what's the easiest way to have control over someone? Well, by pissing them off. If you anger someone, you're controlling them, especially if they're ignorant, because, well, someone cannot get angry unless they are ignorant. And, of course, ignorance will always try to ignore. Ignoration or ignorance, whatever you want to call it, means accepting literally everything without any judgment, right? Because someone makes you a fool and you'll get pissed, right? It's like you accept that you're a fool. But if someone calls you a name, they don't change you at all. You're still gonna be as good as a programmer that you are, or as good as I don't know, the sports person that you are, or whatever fields of study that you're good at, right? And again, your limitations will still be the same. What may be shaped is your perception. So again, on the emotional level, you will react, yes, because only ignorant people react to things, and that will kind of make you feel bad, or actually it will make you act worse, because when you're so concentrated on that thing, because anger is not just on the moment when you swear back and that's it. No, 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 no. In case of ignorance, anger remains for the rest of your life, okay? Because you have attached a meaning, right? Someone has said something bad about you, but there is no meaning. Someone just said something, okay? It may be about you or not, but it's not important, okay? Because other people's opinions about you simply shouldn't matter, okay? Unless they really know you, like, in depth, and they can actually give you some points of view, like I usually do with my friends, right? Intimacy is when you know your people's, underbellies, right? When you know their thoughts and underthoughts, right? When you know them so deep that they look at you as if you're some kind of guru, or it's like, how the heck do you always know everything about me, right? That's actually what intimacy is, not when two people stay one close to the other and they're even afraid to, I don't know, hug at least, right? And they call it intimacy, right? So, is the music that you're using to your detriment, or is the music that you're listening to your empowerment? Because there is music that empowers people, and there is also music that dumps people down. How you make use of these is, again, what's gonna be to your own detriment, or what's gonna be to your own improvement, right? Because you can take music that usually dumps people down and you can reshape it into, let's say, 432 hertz, which is the vibration of so-called love, and by shaping it that way, you will simply make it much more pleasant for the people, even if the message that it sends, it's still kind of dumbing people down. Like, so much music nowadays is making women look like they're just, objects to be used, and they're always promoting violence, suicide, and the such. And, well, not surprisingly, we also have the coronavirus, right, which seems to have been specifically made to, tear people down. Because, well, if you look at things ritualistically, 1720, 1820, 1920, and now 2020, every 100 years there seems to suddenly pop something that, kills a lot of people. Nowadays, it's not something that kills people directly, right? It just, imbalances people, and, well, whoever is feeble in the sense of a psychological dimension, well, they most likely will commit suicide, because so many people believe that suicide is basically the way out for you, okay? But it's only gonna curse you even more for thousands of years, or, well, depends how much time you will require to simply cure the karma you create, the immense amount of karma that you create when you commit suicide. And, well, that kind of means that you won't be coming back into this world or any other world anytime soon. And just imagine being frozen in time, right? Like thousands of years, and there is literally nothing you can do. You just suffer in there indefinitely, like millions of times more than here, because the physical body is also limited on how much emotion it can feel, right? Spirits don't have much of a physical body, right? They're still physical to a certain nature, but much more subtle. But the amount of emotion that they can feel is, almost boundless. So imagine that any suffering you have felt here will be a million times greater, right, after you commit suicide. That's how life goes, that's how karma is, right? So if you believe that, everything you're doing is to your own detriment, well, how about you make a certain change, right? And if you're not capable of finding yet an answer to whether things in your life are to your detriment or to your own good, well, perhaps you're kind of disconnected from yourself, so you kind of should become a bit more in tune with who you are, right? Perhaps you should change some things in your own life. All this being said, take care, you are loved and appreciated. Ferenc Board signing out.